Hey guys, welcome. I'm Alley Cat. I'm here to chat a little bit with you tonight about some updates with the Madalina Cojocari case. Want to welcome everyone in. Hope everyone's doing well on this Monday, hot Monday, especially if I guess everywhere in the US is pretty hot, right? So, just a few updates on the case. It's about 8 months since Madalina went missing, and thought her case could use some highlights, especially because there's a lot of updates to her story, and wanted to touch base on all of those. You're welcome to join in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. You have to subscribe in order to chat with us tonight. All opinions are open. Remember to be respectful to one another, and let's just get started with things. So, again, Madeline has been missing for about 8 months now. It's summer. She's supposed to have been promoted from 6th grade going into 7th grade, enjoying the summer, but unfortunately, she still remains missing. Her mother, Diana Cojocari, and stepfather, Christopher Palmetter, are still in the Mecklenburg County Detention Center where they're being held. Hey, Juju. Welcome. I'll send you the link if you want to hop in. But they are still in jail, awaiting trial, which got moved to August the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. They continue to not be cooperative in the case. So that's something that hasn't changed at all. So that's disheartening for sure. Last we checked, of course, the mother, Diana Cojocari, was found in jail with drugs, cocaine, and fentanyl, which increased her bond to, I believe, just $5,000. So yes, they are still behind bars and awaiting trial. The search warrants also remain sealed. So that's another thing. They're supposed to be opened up in July, but we'll see if that happens. Typically, when they're awaiting trial like this, my guess is that those search warrants will probably remain sealed to protect the case. So we'll see what happens with that. But there was some hopeful news. But before we get to that, I do want to highlight another case just before we get to Madalina's case, because I thought it would be super important for us. There is a missing 3-year-old that's gone missing from the Charlotte area. Her name is Samaya Daniels. She's been missing for a while now. Her father is her legal guardian. He lives here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And her mother lives in Virginia Beach. And the Virginia Beach authorities released the missing persons case to the public. But I'll show you her missing flyer and I'll get that on here. I'll share my screen with everybody. And this is from one of our local news channels. So this is her flyer right here, Samaya's flyer. She's 2 feet tall. She's 3 years old. She has gone missing. She's been missing, last seen was with her grandmother, I believe, in Virginia Beach. But authorities are working to bring her back home, trying to find her. If you've seen Samaya Daniels, please make sure that you contact authorities, and we'll get this up on our Facebook groups as soon as we can. But there was, long story short, they believe the child is in danger, but she was supposedly taken by her mother, which is in the picture that you can see. And her mother, her name is Tiana Daniels. She resides in Virginia Beach, but North Carolina and Virginia are working together to hopefully find Samaya and bring her home. So just wanted to highlight her case really fast before we got going. All right. So without further ado, let's go back to Madalina's case. So Madalina was supposedly seen or possibly seen in California. A lady who reached out to our Where is Madalina Cojocari Facebook group notified us that she had possibly seen Madalina at a gas station in California. We have confirmed that the Cornelius Police Department are following up on this case, and they have sent someone to California to investigate further. They would not have done that, obviously, if they didn't think that it was a credible source and an actual possibility that this could have been Madalina. So where Madalina was found, or possibly sighted, not found. So she was possibly sighted in Weaverville, California, at a gas station. If you'll remember, earlier in the case, we had also announced that her mother was last seen in Weaverville, North Carolina. So, hey, Levi. Hey, Sluggy. Welcome, guys. Happy to see you. So the person that saw Madalina described Madalina to the T. She had on blue jeans. She had on a t-shirt, long dark hair, olive colored skin. She was holding a cat. That has not been a wide known fact about Madalina unless, you've been really close to the case. But Weaverville, California is Northern California. We're talking, I would say northwest Nevada, almost near there. We're almost to Oregon. So the lady that saw her didn't feel comfortable taking her in her car, but she asked to go north. And so upon further investigation, I looked at Weaverville, California. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see what Weaverville, California looks like. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull this up here for us. Well, here, I'll play the clip first from the local news so you can all see that.
Tips keep coming in on the search for a missing girl from Mecklenburg County. We've confirmed Cornelius police are actively following up on a lead about a possible sighting of Madalina Cojocari in California. Someone said they may have seen her at a gas station. Cornelius police say they followed up on hundreds of leads, though, since the investigation began. This is certainly not the first one. Madalina was last seen in late November of last year, but her parents didn't report her missing until nearly a month later. They're both in jail facing charges for not calling police.
All right, so that was the brief news clip that was on the other day. And now I'm going to show you the clip of, or the pictures rather, of Weaverville, California. So this, let me show you where it is first. So right here is Weaverville, California. The lady that saw her was coming from Eureka, California, and was traveling to Weaverville. All right, so Weaverville, like I said before, I can zoom out a little bit. Okay. So this is Nevada right here. We've got Oregon up here. So you can see right here is where she was possibly sighted. So north of San Francisco, very northern part of California. You can see she's closer to Oregon, and she's not that far off from Nevada. So Northern California is where she was possibly spotted. Okay. So just kind of give you a context as to where she was. All right. So we're not looking at like palm trees and all that good stuff. Like she's Northern California. So we're talking it's mountainous terrain, etc. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you guys what this town looks like. because you'll find it interesting here in a second. All right, so let me share this with you. Okay, so this is what this town looks like. Let me just show you here. All right, so right here, wrong Weaverville, hang on, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so this is Weaverville, California, okay? Let me show you the images here. Okay, so here we are. You can tell it is a small mountainous town. This right here is what's, funny about the town. It's going to look pretty familiar here in a second. So if you look at this picture here, Weaverville, California. This is it. All right. So you see the mountains, small town, not heavily populated at all. Okay. Then we've got the little town right here. So you can see mountainous, small town. Yes. Historical looking, quaint, quiet, small town. Okay. So as an 11-year-old, we have to remember that she was used to going to the North Carolina mountains. She's been used to, that's where her mom was seen, possibly seen, was in Weaverville. She was, I believe, at an IHOP or something like that in Weaverville, North Carolina. So Maddie is used to the North Carolina mountains. She's used to that small town feel in the mountains, not knowing as an 11-year-old and not knowing what could have been going on with her or what is going on with her or what's happened to her. If you were to be 11 years old and you're in Weaverville, California, it looks a heck of a lot like Weaverville, North Carolina. Okay, so let me show you what Weaverville, North Carolina looks like, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. All right, look at this. Same thing. Small mountainous town. They could be identical for each other. This is Weaverville, North Carolina. Okay, Weaverville, North Carolina. Isn't it striking how similar the two are? Small town, they look the same. I mean, look at that. Okay, so based on what we just saw before, look at how eerily similar these two places are to be on two separate coasts. Obviously, the mountains look a little bit different, but you guys have to remember she would have just turned 11 years old. All right, so she was 10 years old when she went missing. Her birthday was in April. She would have turned 11 years old. So if you're looking at this town and you think that you're possibly in North Carolina, I mean, come on, right? That is so similar, so similar. And what's so amazing is that she could possibly be alive. Obviously, we're, going to leave that to the authorities, but you can see those pictures are just eerily similar. They are so similar in nature. So if you were an 11 years old little girl, you could probably see that, yes, she was probably thinking, I could still be in North Carolina. And she asked to go north, but I don't really know. Obviously, she doesn't know where she is. Weaverville, if you're in at her hometown, at her home, the mountains are going to be to the west of us. We're located more in the central middle of North Carolina. So the mountains are west of us, not north of us, but we don't know where she thought she could be. So that's the latest update. We don't have any other updates about Madalina right now, but that is a huge update that gives us a lot of hope. That sparks a lot of new energy in Maddie's case. We're going to pray that that is her. We're going to pray that she is alive and well and is able to come home soon. If that is her, I hope authorities find her super fast so that she can get the help she needs. But we never know. We never ever know. So we'll see. But there is some hope, a new spark, new energized efforts and whatnot. There is a prayer walk actually that's going to take place for Madalina here in Cornelia's. They are going to end up at her home at the end. I know there's some information out there. We can post it on our Where is Madalina Cojocari Facebook group, and hopefully you can join that if you're in the area. So chat members definitely agree that the areas look the same. So that was what really struck me the most, is that she could possibly be out in California, because at 11 years old, you could probably tell that, both towns look so familiar. And if she's used to going to Weaverville, she probably thought, oh, okay, I'm kind of aware of where I am right now. There's mountains, a small town. She could be asking for rides, home. Maybe she thought she was near, closer to home, or maybe she thought the mountains might be north of home or something. But remember, she was a sixth grader. She hadn't even gotten through half of her sixth grade year when she went missing. So just kind of keep those things in mind. But we do pray and hold out hope that she is there. I'm going to bring up Juju. Hey, Juju.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you? So how do you feel about the Madalina updates?
I'm good. I just got a bit of feedback, so I'm probably going to be answering you late.
No worries. I understand how that goes. Yeah, Sluggy said in the chat
Okay,
that
let me come back out and come back in, because this is so much, it's confusing me, okay?
Okay, you're good. So Sluggy, yes, the information provided by the lady. So the post has since been removed from our group, but that's because authorities had reached out to her, and the description of Madalina was completely eerily the same. The long dark hair, what she had on, the backpack that she was carrying, down to like the white strips on the backpack, which was amazing. So I wish I would have gotten more information from the lady that came into the group, but she was sort of attacked about why didn't she call authorities. But she did call authorities. She was a social worker, and she is used to working with authorities on missing persons cases, and especially with child or children that have gone, either missing or those that have been abused and whatnot. So she is used to working with authorities, but she has thanked us all for using the information she's provided to hopefully gain some momentum on the case. And the thing about the thing about her holding the cat, that was not widely known at all, unless you were like super, super close to the case, or if you've been following along. And this lady has certainly not been following along. She's been out in Eureka, California. And for whatever reason, when she saw the little girl at the gas station, she jumped into our group because it actually popped up on her Facebook, and she just thought, oh my gosh, right place, right time. And it could have been her based on what she saw on our Facebook group, and based on the flyers and things like that. She just had to let us know about it. And then she also contacted authorities, but her post has been removed since it got it got a ton of traffic and a lot of chat on there about why didn't you call authorities? Why didn't you take her? But she did. I just want everyone to know she did contact authorities for sure. But yeah, Madalina, if you know anything about Madalina, if you've been following closely along with our case, the lady said that she was holding a gray cat. And if you know anything about Madalina, or if you've been following the case along, it hasn't been widely publicized, but Madalina loved cats. She had a few cats as pets, and she also took care of neighborhood stray cats. But she loves cats. So if she was holding a cat, I can totally see that that's something that would be comforting to her, is a cat. So that's not too far off. But hey, seriously, Kristen, how are you? Welcome to our chat. Welcome to the live. But very very interesting to know that the little girl was holding a cat, and she was left hand dominant, I believe. And looking in some of those videos of Madalina, like when she grabs her necklace and stuff, she could have been left hand dominated as well. On the video of her getting off the school bus that day, she does use her left hand to like grab her necklace, things like that. So it could have totally been her, which is amazing. And if it is, what a blessing that is, right?
While you're talking about this, I know you've already mentioned like how she was attacked. She left the group, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. People need to stop doing that. I see it
Right.
in every case on these Facebook groups, anywhere actually on social media. When somebody comes forward with information and they share it with the rest of social media, even if they shared it with law enforcement, they get attacked. And that keeps people from coming forward, I think.
I totally agree. We try our best to protect those that come forward with information. It takes a lot to come forward with information, and the fact that people just get pummeled, you know, the admins, especially of the Where is Madalina Cojocari group, which, by the way, shout out to our Facebook group. We're up to 4.2 thousand members worldwide. So that's amazing. We've grown and we continually grow. So I know I keep welcoming like 14 and 18 members at a time. So I just want to welcome everyone to that group as well. So if you haven't been following along, join our Where is Madalina Cojocari Facebook group. We can put the link in the chat for you. It's been growing leaps and bounds, which is amazing. The more we can grow, the more we can get Madalina's name out there, get her face out there, and keep her case active, the better we'll all be, right? And I know there's a lot of chat about some eerie similarities with, I haven't had a chance to see it, but Juju, I think you saw the Sound of Freedom. Did you see that? I'm pretty sure that she did. She may not be able to hear me right now, but about how, trafficking and things like that are just prevalent across this nation, and how much Madalina's case could possibly be that. I know there's some, smuggling and trafficking and rumors like that going around, but again, we still don't know what we don't know. There's still so much about this case that is still sealed and private. We don't know what they found in the home. The search warrants, like I said earlier, they're still sealed. So it's crazy that there's still so many unknowns in Madalina's case. There's a lot of speculation because there's just so little that's been made public. But once those search warrants come in, I think that it's going to just open up this case like crazy. Thanks, Juju. She posted our Madalina group in there. Oh, thanks, Sluggy. So Sluggy sent an article. One of Madalina's relatives actually provided. They had watched The Sound of Freedom. This was 15 hours ago. They had watched The Sound of Freedom, and they felt so much anxiety because this movie is a huge prevalence of human trafficking in our world. It's all around us. It says, I quote, felt anxiety because I believe this is the most terrifying possibility of what may have happened to my niece, Madalina, who still sadly has not been found. It's terrifying that this is one of the fastest growing industries, and babies, children, and adults. Let's see. Are commodities to be bought, sold, and used over and over again. I pray that this is not what's happened to Madalina, but the thought is horrifying. Please, if Madalina is out there, then sharing her beautiful face with posters and flyers may help bring her to safety. 8 months missing. We will not stop. The only thing that can bring peace or justice for Madalina Cojocari to be found. And again, that was recently, 15 hours ago, from one of Madalina's relatives.
That breaks my heart.
I know. I barely got through that.
Sound of Freedom affected me so strongly. I cried a few times, actually. I don't even think I watched the whole thing because I had to leave a couple times. But I couldn't imagine having a family member missing and then seeing that. It would terrify me.
I can't imagine what it must feel like to. So Madalina, if you've seen Madalina, her pictures and her posters, she is a beautiful little girl. She is happy. She looks healthy. For all intents purposes, we don't really know what she had going on, but she was, well groomed. She was clothed. She was the picture of like Americana little 6th grade girl going to school. Just a normal, healthy child. And from her relatives, who don't live near her, but for the relatives' sake, watching her, they've known her pretty much all of her life except for a few years. And really, it must be so heartbreaking to know that has happened to one of your family members, or could be a possibility. I've been very close to this case. I'm from the area where Maddie went missing. This is a tight-knit community. We are all still grieving Madalina, in terms of her going missing. Her classmates have been grieving her all year. Looking at that empty desk, I can't imagine what her teachers must have felt. So as the year went on and she was still not there, and then from the family's perspective, even more so, just like what happened, it's just sad. It's so heartbreaking. And the relative did provide a new picture of Madalina, and we can post that in our Facebook group. It's one that I've never seen before either, Sluggy. It's so sweet. She's younger in this picture, but she's holding a horse. Madalina loved horses as well. I'm so thankful that her family posted that message. They have been relatively quiet because legally, I'm pretty sure they've been asked to do so, because this is still an open investigation, and authorities are still looking at her case daily. They haven't stopped looking for Madalina. I know it's gone quiet in the media world, but as far as here in town and here at the police station, she's on everyone's minds daily. So I want everyone to know that. Just sharing her flyer, sharing her face, getting her name out there. This has gone across like the whole US, and it's international. I mean, just imagine how much we could reach if we got, share the Facebook group, share it with a friend. Sluggy always is good about buy someone coffee, and pass along the message, and just tell them, where is Madalina Cojocari? Put her name out there. Join us in our search, do something, that will lift someone's spirits, but also help gain attention for Madalina. Because it could be, that new person that we reach, or, your friend or something like that. Like in this lady's case that possibly saw her at the gas station in California. I mean, the first thing she did was come to Facebook, and boom, there was Madalina's face. So you never know who we can reach, who may know information or may have a sighting of Madalina. And if that is Madalina, that sweet girl has made it all the way across the US, which of course at this, for 8 months, we don't really know what's been happening with her, if that is her. But I just pray that if she is out there somewhere, that we find her. And I mean, we don't really know what she's been up against either.
What's the odds of someone in California having a possible sighting of Madalina when she went missing from North Carolina, clear the other side of the country? That blows my mind.
I know, right? And what was so crazy about it is that even when the woman saw the little girl, she was not going north or whatever and had this vibe about it. But so she said that Madalina was going up to other older couples or couples with children. And there was something about her, I guess, that she looked safe, that Madalina went up to her and asked, if she could get a ride or something like that. But just because this lady didn't know anything about Madalina Cojocari's case. She had no idea. But then what's the odds of her opening up Facebook and boom, there's Madalina, and she connected the two of them. very strongly. I mean, she was very strong and adamant about that connection, which was amazing. I cannot be more thankful that we've done the work that we have to get, Madalina's face out there. And Sluggy, you're right. If she saw her, other people have seen her. So it's time to rejuvenate the case a little bit. I would, challenge everyone to share Madalina's flyers. There's tons of flyers available on our Facebook group, tons of them. Just share her face, share her story, share the group on your timeline. Do something to spread Madalina's name and face.
I'll tell you what solidifies the sighting in California for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the lady obviously reported it because we've seen it in the news and things, and Cornelius is aware of it. After that, she didn't stick around for clout. This lady was not wanting to be questioned about this. She seen what she seen. She told them she wanted out of it. Anybody lying and trying to get attention, they're going to stay around for that clout,
Exactly. And the thing that was so great about it was, people kept, the chat was starting to, get a little out of control, but it was right towards the beginning of her posting that message on our group wall. And then I went ahead and I tagged the Cornelius Police Department in there, and not knowing that, at that time we hadn't connected, but I did reach out. So I, notified or tagged the Cornelius Police Department in the post. And then I reached out to the lady individually and was able to chat with her a little bit. But yeah, she told me everything that she knew, everything that she felt was going on. And then she, spoke with authorities, and that was it. So she's thankful that we did what we could with the information that she provided. But yeah, she's not sticking around for clout. She's definitely someone who definitely seemed to be legitimate, trustworthy, just a normal lady like, you and I. Are we normal? We are, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm normal.
I'm totally normal. But, and Sluggy, yeah, trucker groups. There's a lot of truckers that, were there that day. Every pump was full, and it was around, when was that? It was around people, it was on a day where people were coming to and from the coast. So there was a lot of, traffic in the area at the time. Every pump was full that day. So there was something about her that looked trustworthy. And you're right, Kristen. I think she did look, she said that she drives a Subaru, the lady does, and she looked kind of motherly. So Sluggy said, Juju, that you're far from normal.
I'll be quiet. She knows I'm normal. She's just mad because she ain't normal. Don't hate. So this part of California where she had that sighting, do we know if it's okay? So when I think of California, where I'm over here in Kentucky in the sticks, all I've been exposed to is Skid Row, stuff like that in the media. So people were asking, why would she leave a child behind like that? And of course, we know she was concerned because of, being lured and things like that by a child. But I mean, isn't homeless teenagers kind of a thing there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sharing the screen again on Google. You guys can look up Weaverville, California, just like I can. But this is what it looks like. It is desolate. Not desolate. It's just small town. Look at it. It's just really tiny, and it's not very populated. There's some through traffic and stuff, but you're still in the mountains. Still pretty quaint and quiet looking to me. I'm sure there's some areas, near the interstate or whatever, or highways that, you could possibly be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not in California. But for the most part, you saw the difference, the similarities between Weaverville, California and Weaverville, North Carolina. They look so similar. I'll show you. So that's Weaverville, California, right? Let me show you Weaverville, North Carolina. There it is. You tell me that that's not eerily similar. And
oh,
if you're
wow.
11, yeah, if you're 11 years old, look at that. Look at that.
So it wasn't
so
like a
similar.
scrappy pair.
No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, it's somewhere where it stood out to this lady that she was like, definitely in need of help, but she wasn't able to provide the help or felt kind of sketchy about it because, there's been um, some issues or whatnot with people scamming others just to try to rob them or something like that. But so she didn't feel there was something off about it, but she still felt like it kept bothering her. She kept going back and thinking about it, and the more she thought about it, she was like, oh, I should have done something. Because the little girl was obviously in need of some help. But her book bag with the stripes on it, or the white stripes, like the reflective stripe, and she's since gone, so I couldn't ask her. But we did look at the video of Madalina with her book bag and the horizontal stripes that kind of run at the base of the strap, kind of like reflective straps, or reflective strips, I should say. I believe that's what she referred to with the white stripes on it. But the blue jeans, the white tennis shoes, the long dark hair. The way she described Madalina looks so familiar. Or sounded very familiar.
When you guys come out with the picture of Madalina or the screenshot from the bus video, and I seen that white stripe because I didn't remember any white on her backpack. That gave me cold chills because, I mean, what are the odds?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find that and pull that up. I'm sure I have it. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I do. Let me pull it up over here, a little bit bigger. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. Okay, so this is her getting off the bus, and these are the white stripes that I believe the lady was talking about right here. Kind of at the base, they're more of like a reflective stripe. But she definitely said dark backpack with a white stripe. So that's what I believe she described. And she talked about the little girl. So yeah, definitely very eerie, similar to what's been published of Maddie. Gosh, y'all, 8 months. 8 months. But yeah, so that's what the gas station. So I need to find out where. Let me pull that map up, Sluggy. I need to pull out Weaverville, California gas stations. On the map. Okay, let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, so I just typed in Weaverville, California gas stations. So on the map right here. So the lady was coming from Eureka and traveling, I'm going to guess, a main highway or whatnot. So I'm going to just kind of scroll in. So
yeah, a woman being traveling alone who is scared to pick up a young child, afraid she's being lured, is definitely staying on the main highway.
Yes, for sure. So we've got like right off the highway. I mean, there's a chevron right here. There's the Valero station a little bit further off. And then we've got two other ones, or a few other ones, it looks like. There's there's a few. But we don't know which one she was at. She did not specify which gas station she was at. But if I had to guess, I'm going to guess she was probably this chevron or right around in here. There's one right here. There's no telling. There's a market right here. And then there's this one. There's like so many, like there's an inn. You know, so
is there a
you're
truck
looking
stop
at
close to the highway off the exit?
I don't know. Wonder. You can look at truck stop. Really? There's a hospital. There's a ranger station. It doesn't specifically say that it's a truck stop, but like Weaverville Gas.
Yeah, that sounds like something local. Yeah, it looks pretty good size, don't it?
Yeah. You can look at it on here. Everything seems so like small town. Like there's a picture of this guy. Here's a street view of it. So you can see it's really, that one's not that big. But we can look. I mean, that's where, like if we go this way, let's see what we find. Like there's a truck. So it seems just like if you were, like there's the inn, I believe. So it's a possibility. I mean, but if she was here, I mean, bless her soul. There's just not very much. I just can't imagine what it would be like to like be all the way out there, just have no idea where you are. And that's that food mart. Here's another one, another gas station right down here. Yeah, this one's a bit bigger, but there's a food mart and the gas station right here. So that seems a bit bigger, Juju, this one. Wow. True Value Hardware. Yeah. So Sluggy, if I'm guessing, it might have been this one. Gosh. There's like nowhere to like eat. Like there's no fast food and stuff like that, which is weird. But I guess not there. That's like a different part of the whole world.
If you're a child and you've been snatched, though, that would probably be where somebody took you, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably
Yeah.
why I mean, if it was her, that's probably why they ain't too worried about her walking around town. I mean, it doesn't look like there's hardly anybody there.
Exactly.
Or nothing around, business-wise, hospital, police station, businesses. So crazy.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Bless her heart. Regardless of whether or not this was Maddie or not, I mean, can you imagine being a child and being there? That's got to be so scary. It was the Valero. Someone in the chat said that. Thanks, Sluggy. Bring me the Valero. Hang on. let me search that one then. Let me close these out.
She's awful demanding, isn't she?
She really is. I mean, all right. So, Beaverville, California, Valero. Gas station. All right. Let me share my screen again. All right, so this is the Valero gas station. We weren't too far. Well, there we go. That looks like a main. That's even more desolate than where we were before. That looks like a creepy town.
That's what I was going to say. That looks depressing.
Yeah. But this is oh, look, Nugget Lane.
In the Google pictures, it looked like a beautiful area. This looks a little empty.
Sketch. Mm-hmm. There's like a shopping center, maybe. So that's what the Valero. Here's a better picture. There we go. This is more recent, 2019. Okay, so it looks a little bit better than it did in 2020 or 2007. Yeah, that's 2007, and this is 2019. There we go.
Yeah, the Valero name was good for them. They look much better.
Oh, God, look at the snow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at that. Weaverville Market.
Where is that market in relation to Valero?
Did you see that video? I'll play it again. There's the stations, little marked connected to the gas station right there. It's where you go and pay for your gas. Yeah, see, there's a better picture right there.
I bet that is where it was at.
Yeah.
Because that's even kind of set up like a truck stop area.
Mm-hmm. Wow. There's hope, guys. There is hope. That's what it used to look like. Ugh. Glad it got a facelift. There's a CVS across the street. Gosh. There's only hope. We can pray and hope that that's where she was. I hope they found footage is my biggest thing, because I know they don't keep that footage very long. So I'm hopeful that maybe they did find footage and get that footage to authorities.
That or
Sluggy wants
somebody
me
at
to
the
share
station
again.
thing.
She wants to see if there's cameras. 1 second. 1 second. Let me go back to our good picture.
You know, Gray Hughes got the traffic footage for that Carly case for $250 for a few minutes. Maybe we could get a few minutes of that footage for her for $250.
There's a camera right here, Sluggy. There's another one right here, another one right there. There they are.
I wonder what's the typical amount of time that a business keeps those cameras. Like the only gas station I ever worked at, they were just there for show, you know?
Yeah.
But I wonder how long they keep their footage or if it even records.
I don't know. It looks like that's one right here, too, on that building.
Yeah. You would think they do have cameras, especially if they're off of a main road.
Oh, right? Yeah, that looks like one right there, too. And you know they've got to be in the... at the pumps. Let's see if we can zoom in. I want to say that's probably up here. We just can't see them.
Sluggy, I agree that if she was there, that she was on camera. The thing I worry about is by the time Cornelius was notified and got a hold of the gas station, did they still have the footage?
Right. And were they even working? I mean, if you look at that town, I mean, it's so small. Like, just pass through. Gosh. I agree. Time to hunt down some employees that work there. I definitely think that she would have been on camera, but like Juju said, I'm just worried that they didn't get the footage in time. That would have been awful. I just hope that they did. For sure. So, guys, that's what we have so far. Good updates, positive, hopeful updates, which is good. But as we continue to get updates, the case is going to get more news coverage and more information here in the next few weeks, especially because we're getting closer to trial. We don't know what may come out at that point. Like I said, there is a prayer walk for her that's going to end up at her house, and if you're nearby in the area or whatnot, I'm sure her neighborhood and her friends would love the support in Cornelius. So her town would, I'm sure they're grieving all of us. So
when is that? Is that tomorrow? Sorry, I had to step
yes.
away for a second.
No, you're good. Yeah, it is tomorrow. So I'll try to find that article and get all the news and details and the times up on our Where is Madalina Cojocari Facebook site or our Facebook group. So definitely, if you can get to that, definitely come out and support. But the whatever it is that keeps Madalina's face and name out in the news and keeps it prevalent, that's even better. So share her story, share her flyer, keep it out there. Hey Elm, welcome. You do have the entire original post. She said the Valero on Main Street. Okay, awesome. Let me hang on. I didn't see your. Let's see.
Yeah, that is right. She did mention that about the backpack. I don't know if you missed it earlier. I think Allie pulled it up. on the bus video, they took a screenshot, and there is white on the backpack.
Yep. It's
And you
almost
know
like
the way that
reflective
white
stripes.
is?
Yep, we were at the right one. Yeah, we just pulled up the right one, so that was good. Thank you, Elm. We verified that what we were looking at before was the correct one, guys. Main Street's a large street for it to be Main Street, but I guess it looks bigger in pictures or something. But yeah, so yeah, right at the bottom of the straps, that's where they look like reflectors almost. And if she's been, it's been 8 months, so I'm sure that backpack has gone through some ups and downs, if it was the only thing that she had with her. So you can imagine that if those reflectors have kind of rubbed off a little bit or whatever, that could make them even more white. So it could have really stood out. And if they were reflectors, Juju is right. They're going to stick out to somebody because they're going to be more reflective anyway. Plus, she was holding a cat with her like left arm. So I'm imagining like the cat was, she held it in her left arm, supporting it underneath with her right arm. And so the cat's head, I'm imagining, was probably close to the bottom of like where those the reflective strips would have been at the bottom of that backpack. So that's why they probably stuck out. Sluggy, no, we don't know that she took the school backpack, but her backpack, I believe, what they said earlier on in the case is that the backpack was missing. Her school backpack. That's what Diana had said, is that her backpack was missing. Yeah. Yeah, early on in that case. Because originally I thought they may have burned it when they were burning things in the backyard. But, it's come out since that, like, her passport was in the car and stuff like that. So, and that her backpack, she did say her backpack was missing. And when she described as the outfit she last saw her in, it looks exactly like the outfit that she was described as wearing in the video almost. So down to like, the white, she's wearing Adidas shoes, white, pink, and purple. And the lady said that her, I'm sure they're primary white, and that's what the lady saw her wearing too. So, I'll give you another look at her flyer. So if you have seen Madalina, if you have any information, please, please, please reach out to authorities. Please share Madalina's story. Please, please share the story, share our group. Continue to keep Madalina's face out there. You never know when you're going to share it with the right person. Because if this lady has seen her out in California, other people have seen her too. So you never know. We just never know who all we can reach. But please keep Madalina's face out there. Excuse me. And please, show support. I know that it's summertime and she should be home celebrating, summer vacation and, July 4th holidays and things like that, as they're setting firecrackers off in front of my house for whatever reason. But excuse me. But yeah, so 8 months, y'all. She's been missing for nearly 8 months. Just a few days from now, it'll be 8 months away. So join our community if you're nearby for her prayer walk tomorrow. Again, we'll get those details out there. But keep Madalina in your thoughts and prayers. Keep her face out there. Keep sharing her story. You never know who you're going to reach. So we just, challenge everyone to please, join our Facebook group. There's tons of flyers for Madalina. Share one. We'll get the information, the newest picture out of Madalina, something that her family shared, which is precious. We'll get that out there. And I just want to thank everyone for joining me tonight on a Monday evening. I know Mondays are hard for folks, but we wanted to, keep everyone up to date with Madalina's case and get her name out there for sure. And thanks, Juju, for coming on.
Of course. You all have a good night.
All right, guys, we're going to let you run, and good night to everybody. Again, join our Facebook discussion groups and chats about where is Madalina Cojocari. I wish everyone a safe, happy, and healthy week, and we will catch up soon. Thanks a lot, guys.